Hi guys, Erin here for a book video. Today I'm going to be talking about a few different books that I cannot seem to finish whatsoever, no matter how hard I try. So I guess they're on my TBR pile, which is like the to be read pile, but it's also like the unfinished pile. So I forget what you call that, but anyway, let's get started. First off is The Awakened Mage by Karen Miller, and this is a fantasy novel. The reason why I can't finish this book is pretty much because the first book, The Innocent Mage, which I reviewed several times and then talked about on and on, The Innocent Mage wasn't my favorite book, although I have a few videos dedicated to nothing but that book. And the second book just takes forever to get into, so that was just really hard for me to do, so I'm just like, okay. The ACOTAR series by Sarah J. Maas needs reading, the Throne of Glass series needs reading, and then I just decided, okay, I'm going to read something else fantasy, and so I don't think I'm going to get back to reading The Awakened Mage, the Kingmaker, Kingbreaker series, just because it's not my cup of tea, so to speak. Another book that I can't seem to finish is Fearless by Francine Pascal. Now, this is a really long book. I don't mind long books, but this young adult fiction novel I can't finish because every single time I try, I lose my place, and then I lose interest in it because the beginning just takes forever to get into, and I'm just reading there, I'm sitting there like, okay, I'm falling asleep here, I need coffee. Oh, look, another book on the bookshelf, let me read that one. So it's just like ADHD sort of thing. Another book that I can't seem to finish reading is Revival by Stephen King, which is so devastating for me because I love Stephen King. Seriously, my favorite genres in books are fantasy, science fiction, thriller, horror, supernatural, and then anything but young adult fiction and romance. But anyway, Revival is a horror thriller, and I'm all for Stephen King, but I keep losing my place in the Revival, and then I just think, okay, now I have to read it again because I lose my place, and then I forget what happens, and so it's just a huge thing. I don't know why it's such a huge thing, but it's just so hard to get into. And I actually just went to Barnes & Noble last night after a week of not buying books, and I bought The Gunslinger, I bought Misery, and I have The Long Walk too. I forget if I mentioned that before, but anyway, I think I'm going to be reading those books instead of Revival for now, but we'll just see where that goes. Another book that I can't seem to get into is Lotus and Thorn by Sarah Wilson Etienne, and this is science fiction. A couple years back, I went to my grandparents' house, and my grandma bought this for me, so it's been on my to be read pile for a very long time, but I don't know why I can't get into it. It's just really, well, it sounds interesting, it is interesting, but still one part in the beginning of the book, it bothers me because books are illegal, so that's a huge problem. And then the main character, she's found with books, and so the leader of this settlement decides to take her hair and chop it off. And as you can tell, I am very proud of my hair. I, love it. I can't imagine having short hair again. So it just makes me cringe. You know, how you cringe with, nails on a chalkboard? Well, the thought of cutting my own hair, that bothers me. Unless it's, to touch up my bangs or something, in which case I'm fine with that. But seriously, I mean, my hair is very important to me. So, there's that scene that bothers me, and so I'm just okay, if it's talking about, losing part of your scalp because you have books, what other bloody, horrific sort of thing is gonna happen? So I'm, really freaked out by that, so I just decided, okay, not right now. So I don't know when the right now is going to come when I will read it again. But anyway, the second to last book that I can never seem to finish reading is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. Now, when I was in my first year of college, I stopped by the mall on the way to my college, and class was canceled, so I went back to Barnes & Noble, and I was looking for different supernatural novels just to see, what other thing I should be reading, and so I just come into contact with Daughter of Smoke and Bone, and I'm like, okay, this looks really interesting, and it's about a demon from hell and an angel from heaven falling in love and having like a Romeo and Juliet romance. But still, like 1/3 of the way through the book, I'm still wondering who's the demon and who's the angel. I mean, that part is confusing, and then remembering the names of all, remembering all the names of Karu's friends, that's like really hard to remember too. But the weird thing is I can remember everyone on Game of Thrones, but I can't remember real people's names, and apparently demon names fit into that too, so that's pretty weird. But the last book that I can never finish reading, and another thing is I don't even know why I have it on my bookshelf, is Something Like Fate by Susan Colasanti. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. But it's about two best friends, Erin and Lainey, who are total opposites when it comes to everything, including boys, but then Erin starts dating Jason, and then Lainey finds out, hey, this guy might be my soulmate. So they sort of date in secret, and then it's just like this whole problem that's so confusing, and I'm just thinking to myself, okay, one of the reasons why I picked up the book in the first place years back was because I like reading books with the author's name being Erin or a character's name being Erin, because in my experience with books and reading different things, not many characters are named Erin. So if you have any good books with recommendation of a character or author whose name is Erin, let me know in the comments below so I can get to reading it. Anyway, another reason why I'm not reading Something Like Fate is because it's a romance novel, and I'm not really into romance. Well, straight up romance, that is, but it's just like, okay, it's not my cup of tea or anything, so what should I do? So anyway, those are just a few books that are on my TBR pile that I can't seem to finish no matter how hard I try. So I'm wondering if I should just continue with them. If you have recommendations, let me know in the comments below again. So, like, subscribe, comment, do your thing, and have a good day, people!